真心就够了。我喜欢中国男人，我就不要彩礼，爱情不是买卖。
说得好，说得对。
我跟老师来中国就是为了嫁给你们中国男人的，不要彩礼，不要房车，我也孝顺公婆，我会做饭，我就想嫁给中国男人，我也有钱，你是跑不掉的，我一定追上你。
你们女生太多了，我娶不了那么多啊，我可撑不住啊。
家人们看过来，年关将近，我的俄罗斯朋友们来中国过年了。
你好，
他们不仅爱中国美食，还说咱们中国小伙特别棒。想找男朋友的美女们都在这儿了，中国小伙们在哪儿？评论区告诉我，我带他们过去。
过年好，我们来了。
马上过年了，还没有对象的注意了。这些俄罗斯美女到中国来找男朋友，她们不要彩礼，不要车，不要房。
你好，
只要你真心对她就好。
你好，
感兴趣的点赞关注，评论区留下你的想法。
你好，武汉，俄罗斯女孩来中国找男朋友，她们不要彩礼，只要你真诚相待。感兴趣的点赞关注，评论区留下你的想法。
嗨，
大家好，我们是一群来自美国的姑娘，今天来到中国超大的相亲角，想对中国的小伙子说几句心里话。我们都觉得中国很强大，你们都很优秀，我们都想嫁到中国来，而且我们不要彩礼。
哎，中国好男人们，我们非洲女孩来缠你们了，我们不要彩礼，爱做家务，孝敬公婆。我们不要房，不要车，中国女人不会的，我们都会。中国女人会的，我们做得更好。我们都喜欢优秀的中国男人。最近外国姑娘来中国抢老公的视频火遍全网。我们是中国姑娘，不比你们差。你们会的我们也会，你们不会的我们还会。中国姑娘更優秀，我們也可以不要彩禮，還是找我們吧。
今、中国では結婚時参金のような悪質な結婚文化のせいで婚姻率と出産率が過去最悪の水準に落ち込んでいます。結婚するには彩礼という持参金を数千万円もの大金を用意しなければならないため、若い男性たちが結婚を敬遠するのも無理はないかもしれません。そのためか、最近 SNS ではこうした AI で作られた動画が爆発的な人気を集めています。実際、一部の中国人男性はこうした動画を見てロシアや近隣の東南アジアへ結婚相手を求めて渡るといいます。でもこれは本当に国籍の問題なのでしょうか。一方、中国に住むこのロシア人女性はこうした動画を見た中国人男性がしつこくアプローチしてくると話しています。純粋に愛を求める気持ちで始まったのかもしれませんが、結果的に多くのロシア人女性が迷惑なアプローチに悩まされているわけです。
有一些60岁的中国男人给我发信，真的想跟我结婚，他们说想跟我结婚，我24岁，超级平凡，这在中国很正常吗？亲爱的男士们，你们对年龄差这么大这么看，来设想一下，要是男人40岁，女生28岁，你们对我的话有什么感觉？那要是我24岁，你44岁，我22岁，你50岁呢？这也太离谱了吧！说真的，这样的情侣在我们国家也不少见，比如经常能看到特别年轻的姑娘挽着个退休年纪的丈夫。而且我知道国外这种情况特别多，像中国老头配年轻外国妹子，韩国老头也是。韩国这现象尤其普遍，你们怎么看这个呢？在中国经常能看到这种情况吗？在评论区分享看法，也问问你们的朋友，这也很有意思。我会回复你们的评论，也说说我的观点。不过我还是觉得这太尬了。
現在ロシアに住むある YouTuber はこう語ります。
大家是不是经常刷到这样的视频啊？俄罗斯姑娘非常喜欢咱们中国男生，很多兄弟一听啊，立马心潮澎湃了，觉得我只要去了俄罗斯，随便走一走就能捡到一个洋媳妇儿。可是我告诉你啊，现实一点都不浪漫，甚至说有一点残酷。我先讲一个特别典型的例子，留学的时候，我身边有一个兄弟跟一个俄罗斯姑娘在网上聊得火热，姑娘确实长得漂亮啊，肤白貌美大长腿，全球公认的那种美女。两个人在网上已经确定了情侣的身份，可就在见面之前，对方突然提出，能不能给我转点机票钱，能不能先给我打个路费，顺便再给我送点礼物。这兄弟心一软，钱一转，人立马消失，账号直接拉黑。你以为你遇到了爱情，其实这只是遇到了套路。这类事情并不少见。就我当年在圣彼得堡国立大学读中国经济系的时候，第一年读的是预科，班上基本上没有什么俄罗斯人，但是奇怪的是，总有俄罗斯女孩来加我。后来我才发现，这些人大多是在中国留学过的俄罗斯学生，微信用的比我们还溜，中文水平也不差。他们为什么找我？很简单呐， 把你当做免费的私教、免费的论文写手。我身边就有一个同学帮一个俄罗斯女孩改了大半学期的中文论文，结果论文一交，人立马翻脸，甚至连谢谢都没有。嘴上说着喜欢你，其实是在利用你。就我也别光说别人的事儿，我说点我自己遇到过的事儿。当时学校搞活动，大家一起喝酒聊天，就是你觉得俄罗斯女孩特别喜欢咱们中国男生，你就当一个乐子听听就得了。还有一个让我印象非常深刻的例子，我认识一个在彼得堡开餐厅的中国大哥，生意做的是风生水起，最后娶了一个俄罗斯老婆，婚礼办的是相当气派，表面上看上去是一段非常好的爱情故事，但他私底下跟我说啥？想娶俄罗斯姑娘真的很难，你必须要有非常好的物质条件，否则他压根不会考虑咱们中国人。这句话真的够现实了吧？爱情是可以浪漫的，但是婚姻从来不浪漫，没有物质的爱情在俄罗斯女孩眼里就是一盘散沙。所以很多人把网上的宣传当真了，觉得俄罗斯姑娘对咱们中国人特别着迷。现实是啥？俄罗斯姑娘有一条隐形的择偶路线，首选的是本地人，其次的是欧洲人，然后是中东中亚。就算在亚洲国家里面选，日本韩国也是排在前面的，咱们中国人绝对不是首选。那是不是说咱们中国男生完全没有机会了？也不是啊，近些年来中国发展的越来越好，留学生的素质越来越高，当地人对中国人的接受度也在慢慢提升。确实有些跨国情侣真的走在了一起，但是他们能成功，靠的不是外国面孔的新鲜感，而是经过长期的相处，经济的稳定和对彼此的尊重。我跟大家讲一句非常真实的话，真感情靠的是实力，永远靠的不是幻想。所以兄弟们，你别再相信那些营销号的毒鸡汤了。俄罗斯姑娘确实漂亮，这是全世界公认的，但是你真想和他们走在一起，比你想象中的要难得多。别把网上一句喜欢中国男生就当成了捷径，那些往往是出于好奇，甚至说出于利用，嘴上说着喜欢，心里都是算计，表面热情，最终还是选择了物质。好了，我是黄磊学长，当年在圣彼得堡留学经历让我见过太多这样的故事。关注我，下期告诉你为什么俄罗斯人表面冷漠不爱笑，但熟悉之后他们的真诚却能吓你一跳。好了，让我们下期再见，拜拜。
我在俄罗斯见过那么多留子，我没见过一个人说自己谈过本地妹妹当女朋友的。网上很多那种营销号说什么乌克兰啊、俄罗斯的妹妹喜欢中国男人，那他都是骗你的，他们更加喜欢嫁到西方去，因为人嘛，还是要注意一下自己的物质生活的。就网上带就是那种营销号，真的不要当真。就你也可以这个理解吧，其实就是俄罗斯它本来就是一个包含了亚洲跟欧洲的一个国家，它呢政治中心、文化中心、经济中心都是属于欧洲的。你说他喜欢亚洲人呢，不太可能的。这个我不知道讲会不会得罪很多人。
実はこうした偽動画が次々と投稿されるのにははっきりした理由があるはずです。おそらく中国人男性たちが自国の女性にはもう見出せないと感じている何か本物の愛を渇望しているからではないでしょうか。そう考えると切なくなってきます。しかしこうした問題の元行は実はこれだったのです。
China, happy birthday! China, happy birthday!
China, happy birthday!
China, happy birthday! China, happy birthday!
China, happy birthday!
China, happy birthday!
我们爱中国。
Hi, I've been here for 6 months and I love China. The people are so friendly and the life here is so convenient. China is so safe. I can even go for a walk at midnight with my earphones in.
Yeah, China is the safest country in the world.
我们不想去日本，我们不想去美国，我们不想去英国，因为中国太美了，离不开。
Yeah, do you guys remember when a bunch of Americans went on Red Note and then they were all surprised to see that people in China lived like
good lives and had affordable rent and a 90% home ownership rate. That the cities were beautiful and clean and provided all of these social services for everybody living there. That they worked a standard 40-hour work week just like we did, except their retirement ages started at like 50 and everybody got full pensions. And all of these Americans were like, oh my God, my government told me so much propaganda about you guys that was not true. And people from China try to be nice and they're like, oh, you know, that's just what governments do. Like, our government tells us so much propaganda about you guys too. Like, can you believe that our government tried to convince us you guys don't get any paid time off work even if you're sick?
このように中国を愛しているといえば、再生数と収益が得られるため、彼らの気持ちもわからなくはありません。ところが実際、今やこうした動画だけでは、世界中の人々を騙せない時代になりました。中国を訪れた外国人たちが、リアルな体験動画を次々と発信しているからです。
Here's 3 things I don't like about China. First is they're probably the most impatient people I've ever seen. If you're in a line, it's literally like 40 people deep and you're not like 2 inches away from the person in front of you, they'll literally cut you or push you to get you to go forward. 2, manners. They slurp everything. You'll be in a restaurant, people will be just lining up to huck a loogie like they fart, they burp in trains, it's just nasty. And 3rd, the public toilets are literally just a hole in the ground and a lot of the times they don't even have pee-pee.
そんな中、ある中国人の動画が TikTok に投稿されると、中国国内で大きな反発を招きました。
You know, I feel like I echo a lot of the sentiments of my fellow Chinese people when we come to Japan, where we develop some ambivalent feelings, right? Like, we're obviously not happy with what they did to us, but we can't help but respect them because it is nice here. Japan is nice. Streets are clean, the people are polite, and everything is annoyingly delicious. You can get a peach from a random grocery store and it will be the best peach that you had in your entire life. And so even though they did some awful things to us over the course of 10 years, at least they took full advantage of that colonization. Imagine, hypothetically, a country that colonized multiple continents across the world for 400 years. You would then expect that country to be at least 40 times nicer than Japan, right? Because 10 times 40 is 400. Committed a genocide on millions of people, took their resources, stole their land. You would expect this place to have more than just one museum of stolen goods, right? Because imagine a country that brutalized millions of your people for it to still look like a third world country. With flavorless food, poor oral hygiene, I would be livid. But thankfully, it's all just hypothetical. Such a country does not exist.
呆れたことに、この YouTuber はイギリスを皮肉っていたのですが、中国ネットユーザーたちは今更大国を皮肉のかと猛烈な非難を浴びせ、結局 YouTuber は釈明動画をアップせざるを得ませんでした。動画はすぐに削除され、おそらく誰かが相当不快に感じたのでしょう。そして他の YouTuber たちも、なぜ日本がより先進的な文明国なのかについて、続々と動画を作り始めます。
Oh my God. The people in Japan are literally the nicest ever. I realized as I was getting into my Uber that my bag full of like not only my fitteds, but like all my merch hats too that I own was not on me anymore. So I ran back, retraced my steps. Not only was it sitting there, but someone had tied it up nicely. So sweet.
In Japan, there's a custom where if you get to work early, you park really far away from the building so that everyone who gets there later can get to work on time. There's no way anyone in the United States will do this. Everyone's way too greedy.
One of the things I love about Japan is just the sense of community and kindness that people offer to each other as you're just moving about through your day. I've had a number of experiences with this. I'm going to tell you 2 of my favorite. One time, when I first got here, didn't realize that you have to have cash on you at all times because some places just don't take anything but cash. I was stuck in the middle of Shinjuku train station, which is a massive station. It was on a holiday weekend. I had no way of getting extra cash. and I had miscalculated the amount of money I needed, and I did not have enough money to buy the ticket to where I was being transferred to. I literally was stuck on the platform of a train station, sitting on my suitcase thinking, how am I going to get where I need to go? I had no money, no way of getting money. I was lost. I was just like, oh my gosh, just stressing. And a woman comes up to me and she says, you look like you're in trouble. Do you need some help? And, you know, I explained my situation thinking, what could she possibly do for me, right? I need money. She's a stranger. I'm not going to get money from a stranger. And she says to me, I'll buy your ticket. I couldn't believe it. I gave her my address. I said, of course, I'll pay you back. I have the money. I just can't get it right now. And she's like, I know. Of course you'll pay me back. Totally trusting. She bought my ticket. I made it to my place. And I sent her a letter of thank you along with the money that I owed her, and was just astonished at how easily she helped me without any sort of worry about whether I pay her back or not. The other time was just recently. I moved here to Hiroshima in December, and I arrived with my suitcase in hand off the train, looking around in the station, just kind of trying to get my bearings. I'm lost, right? It's a brand new place. And a man walks up to me, a gentleman, and he says, you look like you're new here. You know, got my suitcase. He goes, can I help you? Where are you going? I told him, I gave him my address, and he goes, I'll take you. He helped me get on the train, took me all the way to my place, and let me go. Just a guy walking through the station helping me out. These kinds of things happen to me all the time in Japan. If you're in trouble, if things need to be taken care of, there are people around here looking out for each other because of the community sense that everyone carries with them. It's one of the most beautiful things about Japan. Community over individual. I really love it.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna play a game. What do you see in this picture? Like, what do you see? Spot the difference. If you said this little thing attached to the fence, then you are absolutely right. That is someone's hair clip that fell on the ground. In Japan, it is not uncommon to see things like gloves, hand towels, earrings, hair accessories sitting way up high on a fence like this. Why? So the owner can find them easily. You will never see a Japanese person stealing something that has fallen on the ground. I have literally walked through Shinjuku Station, seen a 500 yen coin just sitting on the ground, thousands of people walking by, and nobody touches it. I would like to see America try. So when a Japanese person sees something like a hair clip, like I saw on my way to work the other day, they will pick it up and hook it onto a fence or put it somewhere that's at eye level so that when the owner comes by again, they'll be able to see it easily, even if they didn't notice that they lost it in the first place. This is also so that the item doesn't get stomped on, doesn't get ruined, doesn't get stolen, and also makes it easier for the owner to find it. Sometimes I've even seen people put them in like little bags, like if they're earrings or jewelry or something, and then tape them to the fence so that when the person comes by, they can just pick it up easily. Public lost and found center. Because the Japanese mindset is that if it's not yours, you do not take it. It's that simple. Meanwhile, in the US, I have literally had things stolen off my binder because it was there in a classroom for 5 minutes. True story, at my Japanese high school, I left my earrings on a table in the library for 3 days before I noticed they were missing. And when I came back, they were still there. In the case of something more expensive, like a laptop, a phone, a wallet, or something like that, chances are it'll be turned into the police. But if it's a little object like this that someone could easily take if they wanted to, they don't take it. And that's something that is so beautiful to me about Japanese society, these little things that you can see every day. What's your favorite thing about Japan?
Another thing that makes people in Japan more considerate is that the way they look after dogs. So when their dogs will pee on the ground, they will be carrying a bottle of water to like wash away the pee rather than just leave it there. People in the UK can't even pick up their own dog's poo. I think in my whole time that I've lived my life, I've seen like one poo on the ground in Japan before, whereas like you have to walk looking down in the UK because it is a daily occurrence. Not even a daily, multiple times an hour occurrence. If you go on a walk in the UK, there's poo everywhere. Can you imagine people in the UK washing away their dog's pee? It's not gonna happen.
So the people in Tokyo versus the people in Sydney. For me, this is the easiest one that we've had so far. This is a clear winner.
Don't have to think about this one.
Japanese people, just in general, were unbelievably nice.
They didn't really speak a lot of English, but they were just so like nice, apologetic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Culture. Like, top 10 respect moments constantly.
It's the culture that's literally built upon respect.
Do you remember the Fuji? We were like leaving the Fuji on the bus to go to the city. So we had like a number of lovely Japanese women waving to us. They walked out with us. They like escorted us on the bus, and they were just waving on the bus. Except they didn't stop waving.
Yeah.
Until we were out of like eyesight.
Yeah.
So like it was like maybe a couple of turns, so you saw them every now and then. And so they're waving for like a gentleman's 2 or 3 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes.
Just constantly going at it.
This flag. Welcome to Japan.
Thank you. Shukyo Wakok.
My handmade. Thank you. Souvenir in Japan.
Handmade.
Origami. Origami. Interesting.
Yeah.
するとある YouTuber が自身の体験を共有したのですが、日本に3回ほど旅行したそうなのですが、行くたびに最も疑問に思ったことがあると言います。
You know how when you go into Japan, all the service workers are like, like they're very nice and always smiling, right? I've always wondered what those people are like behind the scenes. Like obviously you're going to deal with an annoying customer, or there's going to be a language barrier that's going to frustrate them at times. But they always have patience and don't show their frustrations like Americans do. It almost makes me wonder if they have a dark side to them, or what their true personality is like on a daily basis. If you think from a customer experience, you really appreciate it because they're always doing their best to help and showing a friendly expression. But I could also imagine it's a tough situation from the service worker perspective because you have to act for like your whole shift. I just think it could be exhausting at times for them when you're dealing with frustrated and annoying customers. But there is that saying in Japanese where they say the customer is God. So part of it could be that, but shout out to those service workers in Japan.
But yeah, I think Japanese people are too nice. You know, I know that honne tatemae thing where like, you know, the face you show the public and your real face. Japanese people do got that. What I'm saying is, I think Japanese people should be allowed to do karate on visiting tourists if they disrespect your culture. I'm giving that okay right now. If a tourist orders a kamikaze or sake bombs at your Japanese izakaya bar, you're allowed to give him a karate chop. I'm saying okay right now. As a Japanese waiter, restaurant bar owner, whatever, if you see some tourist getting out of hand, I give you the okay to chop him up. Assuming that all Japanese people know karate. Which they do. It's part of their PE class, I heard.